Good evening. Leading our news bulletin for tonight, the Village Council by-elections are set to be held on the 8th of December and candidate nominations are now open. However, this round of by-elections is specifically for those villages that did not get the required number of councillors in the first round of elections held in August of this year. The standard allocated number of village council seats for each village is 5, regardless of whether the village is big or small. The villages that will be going for by-elections for the vacant seats include Lakapa, Mutalau, Tamagotonga, Avasele, Hakupu, Liku and Namukulu. The village councillor positions are normally for a term of 3 years, and nominations for the village council by-elections close on the 23rd of November, and the registration of new electors closes on the 28th of November. Mitsubishi and Toshiba are the successful contractors that have been commissioned to design, manufacture and install solar power equipment for a new solar power system for the Niue government. This follows the signing of the agreement last week to utilize $4 million of funding acquired through the Pacific Environment Community Fund. Hisatoshi Shimase and Sanyo Yamamura are two representatives from the companies contracted and have arrived on the island to finalize plans and progress with the preparations for the project implementation.
We discussed by, last meeting, also by email. And also now, we are discussing some more already. Meeting done yesterday, and we'll continue to discuss again. Project will be started. Okay, construction will be started is next March or April, and completely construction finished is around November or October. And soon we can use main equipment, solar panels. Solar power panels can be, continue to use, 25 years basically. But battery is 5 to 10 years. But this battery is very advanced and unique system. It has having very already good reputation. Some countries, including Japan. That's why 5 to 10 years are very special, this time.
Mr. Yashamura says that this new system has the capability to generate about 2,000 kilowatts, which is a great amount, but that is also dependent on the consumption.
It depends on consumption of each house, but usually, one house is a consumption is 2 or 3 kilowatt. That's why, imagine 200 kilowatt is big. Yes. Also, battery backup system. That's why, we have, last room after, sunshine, sunset, but still, we can supply some powers if necessary. For the time being, not big percentage possible, no. But future we'd like to expand more. 30% is a very good percentage, target percentage.
So where is this particular system going to be located?
Power station. Okay, next to power station we also install. All systems.
The solar experts say that the 3 main features that makes this new system special is the long-term durability of the solar panels, the use of unique advanced technology that is also being introduced in Japan, and the battery packs are environmentally friendly. The new system will be located at the Niue Power Corporation, and the project will begin around about March next year. Niue has been featured in a number of television shows lately, raising its profile, and we have yet another film crew on the island this week. But this particular project has a point of difference according to host Tereda. Radar Across the Pacific is a prime-time television series on TV1 that has featured Fiji, Samoa, Tonga, Cook Islands and Kiribati. Now, Niue will be the first of a string of islands that will be featured in the next series to be screened in 2013. We caught up with the crew today and spoke to the presenter about the project and its benefits for the island.
It's not a travel program as such, you get a lot of people coming and filming programs about resorts. We don't film that. We want to find out about who the people are, what they do, the history, the social structure, politics, and meet some fun characters. I think what it does is it provides a look for I guess a mainstream New Zealand audience at a place that they probably don't know much about. We get a lot of New Zealanders going to Fiji, Samoa, Tonga, well, not so much Tonga, Rarotonga, Cook Islands for holidays, but they never really often don't leave the resort, so they don't know what life is like outside that, what happens in the villages, what's a lot of the history and all of that. So the main benefit is that it gives people an insight behind what they would normally see, and also for places like Niue, maybe a place that they might never have considered visiting. So they think, oh, that looks friendly. Wow, look at that. That's, even the sea snakes are friendly. At least they have been so far. So yeah, that's what it'll do. It'll just sort of show this sort of life behind the resorts, really. I never thought it would really happen. Peter Bell, who's the director of the series, came to me about 8 years ago with this idea to make a series about the Pacific, and I thought it was great, but I thought no one's going to fund money in New Zealand for me to go all around the Pacific, and he just kept asking the TV network and then finally they said yes, and it was really great because it went on in prime time on TVNZ on a Tuesday night, and there's not a lot of other Pacifica programs on in that time slot. They're normally, if anyone's been to New Zealand, they're on Sunday morning or late at night, and it was right in prime time, so it was really great. We kind of have a little bit of a luxury of having a slightly bigger team than normal. I do another show where we travel overseas, and there's just 3 of us, but this one we've got 5. We've got a director, Peter, who, makes a lot of the decisions. There's a cameraman and a sound man, and then Alex, who's the producer, is here as well. And often a producer will stay at home and they get to book all the travel and don't get to experience it. But Alex is here because it often helps to have a second cameraman. So he does a lot of second camera stuff. So for example, today we're going to go and do some stuff while Alex zoops around the island and films lots of other things. So it just makes it a little bit easier. Stretches the budget a little bit more, but if you can't enjoy your job and people can't come and experience it, what's the point?
The film crew have a very busy schedule this week, trying to capture as much of the island and the character of its people as possible. But Niue does bear some similarities to other islands that they have visited.
It really struck me within about the first day that Niue was a kind of a blend of Achu in the north of the Cook Islands, which is facing similar kind of things of population issues, but just really relaxed, and Iwa in Tonga, which is again very small little place, and it was a lovely blend of the best of the two of those, like big enough to sort of you can spend a lot of time doing stuff, more people, but this same kind of relaxed attitude, and similar kind of, and Achu, very similar landscape, coral atoll raised up above the sea with a couple of plateaus. Yeah, so and in fact, I was saying to Tamawhai yesterday that, when I arrived here, it was about the most relaxed place I think I'd ever been. And then we went out in the waka, and it was even more relaxing. I was like, I don't think it could get any more relaxing than just being slightly offshore here in a beautiful waka, waiting for a fish to bite.
From here, the film crew will be going on to New Caledonia, the Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, Tuvalu, Hawaii, Easter Island, and Tahiti. But it's no holiday. The Niue episode is expected to be ready by the middle of next year. The Niue Chamber of Commerce continues to push for private sector development and are eagerly preparing to host the 2012 Niue Business Awards. The Niue Business Awards is a way of recognizing the value of the private sector and their efforts. The last Business Awards evening was held 3 years ago, and since then, the business sector has grown from strength to strength.
Last Business Awards, they were probably sitting just over 100 registered businesses in Niue. So now we're sitting end of August at about 188. So we've almost, the size of the private sector in terms of number of businesses has almost doubled in that time. And you'd probably expect that, tourism numbers have grown significantly in that time. The opportunities in the private sector have been promoted a lot more than they were maybe 3 years ago when that last awards happened. So there's been a lot of growth over that 3 years, and I think when you look at the applications for the businesses, some of the ones that were here 3 years ago and even further, they've actually developed quite a lot in that time. They've brought in new products, new services. They've expanded their operations. They've invested maybe back into their premises. So you see that kind of natural growth that should happen. We have categories, everything from best new business, recognising businesses that are in tourism and hospitality and retail, trade, services. So we tried to recognise across the board, and we've had some great support from people like Air New Zealand, from Niue Development Bank, from New Zealand High Commission. So it means for this time we have probably close to $15,000 worth of prizes. And we do have one category, the customer service category, which is a category that only really a customer can judge. It's what they see every day. And so 16 businesses have applied for that or nominated for that, and now they're actually, encouraging their customers to tell us about what makes them special, why they stand out. We've selected, or will be selecting, 3 finalists in each category, just to recognise that while someone may not have won an award, they've actually also taken some really great steps forward, and just being a finalist in itself is some recognition. From there, we'll have those 6 categories, our 6 categories finalists, and then from there, one overall supreme winner, and that supreme winner gets 2 return tickets to New Zealand, sponsored by Air New Zealand through Pelini's Travel. So, there's some really good prizes, which makes it really worthwhile. The intention is that we try to run it every 2 years, just recognising that we're still not a large private sector, that every 2 years is probably about adequate, but that we still recognise success in between, and we've talked about next year still recognising customer service. It's a key area as we grow tourism numbers. We need to meet their expectations, and customer service is, I think, something that there's a few businesses on the island who are exceptional at, and there's a few businesses on the island who can probably take some steps forward and improve on that. And sometimes it's just about recognising when you've done something a little bit out of the ordinary, something unexpected. So, 2 years for the Business Awards, and maybe some sort of recognition as we go on over the years.
The Niue Business Awards will be held this coming Saturday, and the Chamber of Commerce is expecting some 200 local business people at the Matarai Resort. And to end our news bulletin for tonight, last Saturday, keen contemporary artists gathered to the Hikulangi Sculpture Park to work on extending the existing sculptures and to clear up the area for future developments. Taking ordinary household junk and turning them into art pieces was the vision behind the Hikulangi Sculpture Park, established back in 1996. The objectives behind the project at the time was to create an avenue for local and international contemporary artists to experiment with their individual and collective ideas, focusing on the expression of environmental concerns and how this interfaces with homeland identity issues. However, the Tahiano Arts Collective have joined forces with the Niue Tourism and opened up a sculpture-making competition.
The continuation of the previous sculpture that we started some time ago, and carrying it on further from a couple of years ago when Reef gave us some money to build onto it, to extend it. But more recently, tourism has contributed to some materials to build a workshop, and also to create a new a competition for the well, it was originally meant for the school kids, but we thought, well, we'll bring the youth and pretty much an open age group category into it as well. And this was we developed this with Charles Jessup sometime back in last year, and unfortunately, as you know, he passed away. So we've decided to take this a bit further and call it the Charles Jessup Memorial Art Prize or Sculpture Prize. So this is what we came up with. It's only a work in progress at the moment, but we're calling this Sales Fale here. And what we're going to do is have a competition providing these boards to anyone who wants to be involved, and creating these sculptures. I've just made these 2 examples up here so we can so people can get an idea of what we're talking about. But ultimately we're going to launch that this week, carry it on through over Christmas, and the kids or whoever wants to be involved can collect the boards from the tourism office and just take it home and use found objects, the junk, the motor parts, the circuit boards, appliances, whatever, any junk that's lying around or down the dump or anywhere, and then they can just take it home and construct their little artworks out of it. We are setting up putting out a set of instructions and ideas for them to help with it. But this will run right through till April next year, till the Arts Festival, when we'll judge the competition and then attach all the entrants to our structure here, Sali's Fali. So not only the inside but also the outside, but the inside as well. And we'll eventually put a roof of some sort on it as well, so people can look up at the artworks on the ceiling, sort of thing.
The sculptures will be in the form of three-dimensional montages using found materials or junk attached to one side of a sheet of plywood, which will be provided to entrants. Entries are open until the 5th of April 2013, and the winners will be announced at the 3rd Niue Arts and Cultural Festival in April of next year. And that concludes our news bulletin for tonight. We hope that you can join us again for our next news bulletin on Thursday.